Good morning, this is Dwayne, and today I'd like to talk about the benefit of using inversions, first, second, and third inversion chords. Most of us learned chords in root position, where the name of the chord's on the bottom. Like that's the root position of the C chord, because the root is C. If I was playing the D chord, that would be root position of the D chord, because D is on the bottom. See that? Okay, now you can turn any chord upside down, so I'm going to take the C off the bottom of the C chord and put it on top. That's the first inversion of the C chord. Now if I take the note off the bottom again and put it on top, I have that. That's the second inversion of the C chord. So in three note chords, there's only root, first, and second inversion. Okay. Now if you add a seventh to that, like C seventh, then there's three inversions, aren't there? That would be root position, because the root's on the bottom, first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion. Okay. Now, as you improve as a piano player, it's important that you start using some of those different inversions and not always stick with the root position. And I'll show you why. In root position, if you want to add a sixth, it sounds like that. If you want to add a seventh, it sounds like that. If you want to add a major seventh, it sounds like that, and so on. And that's fine, except let me move it to first inversion here. Now, if I wanted to, I could stack that in fourths. So I could play the third, the sixth, and the ninth like that, or the second, okay? Why would I want to do that? Well, listen. That's called open voicing. It's voicing in fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a stack of fourths. And in you recognize that sound, okay? So what you can do if you're playing and so on like that, okay? But notice you get that more contemporary sound. Okay, so that's the benefit of playing in first inversion. If you had C7th, you could play like that, for example, okay? On F7th, I might even voice it with the seventh on the bottom. The seventh, the third, and the sixth, like so. Okay, that's the third inversion of the F chord. See, that's the root position, first inversion, second inversion. But if I put the seventh on the bottom, then I'm able to do that sort of thing. Okay. Now it's important though that you in your playing, you sometimes hit the root down low so that people understand what the chord is. In other words, if you just play that without playing C, it's hard to understand what the chord is. But if you play a low C first, then it makes sense. You see that? So by playing the root, that helps form the whole chord. Okay. Now a third inversion chord, second inversion chord would be like that on C, wouldn't it? Root, first, and second. The advantage of that is I can use real tight harmony there. If I want to play a C major seventh, that gives a nice sound. Okay, very nice tight sound. If I want to play a seventh, I can do that. I can put a sixth in. I can put a ninth in like that and make it a really complex tight chord. Okay, so that's just simply the benefit of learning the inversions of every chord. So you start out with root, but don't stay there. Then learn to use first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion if you're dealing with a 4-note chord. Okay, that's my tip for today. If you enjoy this kind of thing, come on over to playpiano.com and sign up for my free series of piano tips. So bye-bye for now.